The advice to suck it up is killing male entrepreneurs, literally. Studies show that male business owners are twice as likely to struggle with depression. Nearly half of them report a mental health condition, and yet the advice that we keep hearing is tough it out. Don't let anyone see you sweat. Well, here's the cold hard truth. That old school mantra isn't building stronger men, it's actually bankrupting them. Not just financially, but also emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So if you've ever felt that crushing pressure to keep pushing while inside you're completely falling apart, you know exactly what I'm talking about. By the end of this video, you're going to see how suck it up is actually killing your success and the shift that you can make that's going to save you years of pain. From the time we're boys, we're all told to toughen up, rub some dirt on it, quit whining. In sports, at school, at home, that message was always the same. Feelings are weakness, and asking for help, that just means failure. And when those lessons follow you into entrepreneurship, that's when the real damage starts to begin. And before we go any farther, I wanted to share an important point. Women in entrepreneurship, they obviously struggle with burnout, anxiety, and depression too. But culturally, men are often less likely to seek help, they're less likely to talk openly with others, and they're far more likely to internalize the pressure. And that silence, that's what makes this conversation so urgent today. I fell for this too. Early in my career, I thought showing strength meant pretending I had it all figured out. I worked ridiculous hours. I ignored my stress. I even put a smile on when everything was just burning down around me. So think about the pressure this creates. You're expected to be everything all at once. You're the visionary, you're the salesperson, you're HR, you're the CEO. The stakes are also sky high with your employees' livelihoods as well. They're all depending on you. And that weight, it just crushes most small business owners. And the stats prove it. One landmark study recently found that 72% of entrepreneurs are impacted by mental health conditions. And among male entrepreneurs, depression hits about 1 in 5. Yet the cultural advice, it remains the same. Suck it up. All right, let's break down why this keeps happening. The core issue is that the suck it up culture, it creates shame. Men feel embarrassed to admit that they're struggling, afraid that it makes them look weak. Aaron Swartz, he was the co-founder of Reddit, once wrote, "I feel ashamed to have an illness. It sounds absurd, but there's still an enormous stigma." So men just stay silent. They bottle it up. It turns into anxiety and burnout and depression. And when I shut down my business, it devastated me. I felt like a failure as an entrepreneur, and I didn't want to share it with anybody. Felt like a failure as a husband and as a father as well. I was deep in debt with a home in foreclosure, and I was simply trying to feed my children. There were many nights that I laid awake thinking that my family would just be better off if I no longer existed. So take it from me, that emotional bankruptcy comes way before the financial one. Poor decisions, burnt out teams, broken relationships. The business doesn't just fail, the man behind it breaks first. So what's the alternative? As a society, I believe that it's time that we redefine strength. Real strength as a man isn't silent suffering. Real strength is courage. The courage to say, I'm not okay right now, and the wisdom to actually reach out for help. So here's some strategies that I believe could make all the difference if this is something you're battling. Number one, normalize the conversation. Men need safe places to talk about mental health as openly as they do their own sales goals. Leaders who model honesty will dismantle that stigma. And second, I believe that we need to start seeing help as a strategy, not as a weakness. A therapist, a coach, a mentor isn't a sign of defeat. It's the same as hiring a consultant to optimize your business. You're investing in your most valuable asset, your mind. And third, I think we need to find brotherhood again. Business ownership can be lonely at times. Friends outside don't just get it. They just don't seem to understand those conversations. And you can't vent down to your team. That puts you in a bad position. So male peer groups or mastermind communities, I think that's the answer. Let's create a circle of men who are striving to improve themselves. They'll understand the highs and the lows. Next, I believe we need to practice radical self-care. Now, I'm not talking about spa days. I'm talking about the fundamentals like sleep, exercise, family time, even hobbies that are going to remind you why you're in business. Even leaders like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates prioritize rest to get a competitive edge. All right, if you're currently in a tough place right now in your business, I get it. And you probably feel hopeless at times, but I assure you there's still time to make a change. Take Nick Hussey. He was the founder of Velpine. He was that Iron Man stereotype. Unstoppable, tireless, invincible until he broke. And his business collapsed, and so did his mental health. But his breakdown became this turning point. He rebuilt not just his company, but his life as well. He started another business with a completely different approach: balance, honesty, and family first. He says that the gift of my breakdown is a new life that isn't always thinking of the future and never being satisfied. So his story, it proves something critical for men in business. Vulnerability doesn't have to end your ambition. It can create the sustainable success and can actually fuel your future. So to wrap up, this suck it up mindset, it's outdated and it's destructive. It's bankrupting male entrepreneurs of their health, their relationships, and their dreams. Real strength doesn't mean being an island by yourself. Instead, let's build bridges. It's the courage to say, I need help, and the wisdom to actually take it. So let me ask you, how has the suck it up mindset shown up in your personal journey? Share your story or your encouragements for another man down in the comments below. And if you're ready to build a business that is strong and sustainable, subscribe. That's how we are going to rewrite the script for male entrepreneurs together.